energy update for July. And we really have been in uber sensitive times. We've gone through so much with supermoon energy and eclipses and retrogrades. And we just had recently a new moon in Cancer, which also brought up a really high sense of sensitivity and fragility, possibly for some in the home and family sector, but otherwise within the self. And so it's like that feeling of being on the brink after all the other stuff that you've been going through. You might experience this as sort of feeling miserable or a general lackluster, but it's not just that. I mean, there's other things going on as well. There's actually been a lot of light coming in just in the last few days, so some spikes there in the energy. However, if you're in density with lower emotions and feeling withdrawn or sensitive or whatever it may be, insecure and so on, then you will not be feeling like the light's shining on you, even if it's shining outside. But what it's doing instead is pushing through and into the fears, and really the past is coming up a lot here. So it's pushing through and into the past and what you're holding within. The angels say now within your chamber. It's like the dark cavern of your soul, which in essence is the higher version of your little human self, and your wounds that you are incubating within you. So when I speak about wounds also, that brings about, it reminds me of the Chiron retrograde season that we are now entering. And I've actually made another video about Chiron and Aries and its major effect for several years at the moment. So do check out the link below this video for that. It's a really powerful video if you listen through, as it really speaks to the voice of your soul and what you've been going through when you've been feeling sensitive and down, and the higher soul meaning. So Chiron is entering a retrograde phase now through to December. So really that's a lot about past healing issues coming back and resurfacing. And it's interesting because it feels like, well, when are we going to get a break? Because, you know, we've gone through all this intensity of various levels. And if you're feeling sensitive, then it just feels like it's waves and waves and waves of energy and emotions and unresolved healing patterns and so on. And the message I'm receiving under that is it's coming up as a gift to be, let's go there. Just, you might feel like you're on the brink. They show me an image of like a wave that's about to crash and burn, but that is the gift, for therein lies the truth. So it's looking at what you haven't wanted to look at, or going that next step, because sometimes when stuff comes up, like in eclipse seasons, for example, or at other times, or under full moons, or just whenever, sometimes we see it and we do sort of some kind of semi-healing or, like, okay, I get it. But then we go on with life and it's still niggling there at the bottom, right? Or we don't quite 100% heal or resolve that issue, or do the things that the universe is telling us. We don't take heed of the messages, or we do so in a sort of semi-level. It's kind of like putting your attention on your kids and then they play up, right? And you think, well, I did something, but then, something niggles, and then there's an explosion and there's discord in your home. That's the analogy that they're giving. And when you give yourself fully and wholeheartedly and be present with them and within yourself, in the present moment together in this kind of unison, then harmony is created. But when that is not the case, then it's going to come up as this disruptive force and energy again. And so whatever you're experiencing now or in the upcoming months, know that they're the surface levels of the waves that keep sort of rebounding, and that foam that's coming in and out of the ocean. This is the clairvoyant images that they're giving, very much the ocean theme today, looks like. That foam is still bubbling and it's not yet ready to dissipate because there are still some hanging fragments. So that's reminding me now, actually, not reminding me because it's just come up into my consciousness now, but it's signaling that some of you might be experiencing soul fragmentation, which is when parts of you are lost, or when you've given your energy away on some level, or that it's been stolen from you, even in a small way, as in just people who leech onto you and just take from you, right? And you're exhausted and you're depleted from that. So it's a reminder to come back into your own, to come back into a sense of wholeness and balance, and that's where you will feel more free and fine, the angels say. Okay, so on top of that, it's really interesting because sometimes you hear astrologers saying, okay, we're out of retro season now, but it looks to me that we're in this new retro season, but it's a long one. It's not those short ones that come and go like Mercury retrograde, even though they don't feel short. And, a 6-month stint. So on top of the Chiron retro, which we look at as a gift, we also have Neptune in retrograde and Pisces. And this is for the next 6 months, from late June through to December. And which is interesting. So this is a kind of once a year energy, and it's really where you will see yourself getting more dreamy. So you might find that your dreams are picking up, your intuition is picking up, and you might feel more sort of otherworldly, or at least if you're living in a very concrete reality and working and so on and not feeling that effect, it could manifest in the way of small daydreams and sort of like you're zoning out, like when you're driving and then you suddenly realize, hang on, I don't remember the last 5 minutes of driving, and you kind of like think, and it feels scary in a way because you don't remember what if you had an accident, right? But it's kind of this daydreamy, gazy, sort of out-of-body feeling. So it's a very intuitive time, and it's kind of that feeling of the thread between our world and otherworldly reality is thin and wispy, and so you could feel ungrounded at times. So this is a reminder. So on top of feeling balanced, like I said earlier, really get back into your grounding and feel that sort of solidity within yourself, so that you can still have the intuition and the daydreams, but you're not out there so much that you get lost, especially also with regard to your energy. I just mentioned before, fragmenting your energy out and not feeling whole. So it's coming from a place of strength within yourself. And if you're not feeling strong right now and you have your weak moments, it's okay. Just grounding can actually help with that. So go for walks, breathe, feel the balance within you, and it will happen one step at a time. So you might feel at times like a sense of losing yourself, but it's also a sense of internal reflection and imagination. And sometimes it might feel like, you're between worlds or realities, which actually it's coming up into my consciousness now that some of you who are more highly sensitive or intuitive, or sort of pick up on energy shifts and things like that, or whether you realize or not, it might be a feeling of jumping timelines, or sort of this, you might be sort of up in dimensions or between dimensions and that kind of thing. Okay, so outside of that, there is also in this dreamy state, there's going to be times where your sense of reality is really sort of knocked back with disillusion. So you will see the illusions, you will sense and peel back the layers to reveal illusions in your own life, which can be scary, but that comes back to what I was saying earlier in this video. But it doesn't need to be scary. It can actually be quite revelatory, if that's a word. And and reveal to you what was once hidden, or what you kind of saw but kind of like wanted to avoid or not see 100%. So it's like seeing a person for who they truly are. Even if you kind of knew, you see it with new eyes, or a situation. Now, if it's not in your personal life, it can be in the world in general, which is happening a lot because there's so much going on in the world, so much shift and change and weirdness that it is in a state of illusion. And it's quite diabolical, so you might sort of see between the veils, if you like, of that, and understand that there have been some false realities and clouding over you, but then there's a parting in the clouds which you get to see. So trust in those, trust in any visions that you receive. I'm also sensing now some prophetic vision for some of you, so you might receive that feeling of knowing something's going to happen, like a call before it happens, or something, it could be a plane crash or something like that, right? I'm not saying that's never a terrible warning, okay? But you will know what that means for you. So I'm sensing that some of you are highly perceptive. This is your time, and I'm feeling if you've got a 2 in your birth chart numbers, a 2 or an 11 in your birth date in any way, or in your numerology, such as your life path number or the year that you're in this year. But I'm feeling, especially some of you that are 2 or 11, it's a highly sensitive time, but you're coming into your own. You're coming into that feeling of your intuition coming to the fore. And I'm also getting some of you, it's like in your bloodline, it's in your breed is the words I'm getting. So that's new and interesting. So you'll be in a dreamy landscape, hidden dreams and intuition, and so on. So what else do I have to say? We're in this kind of transition period, and it's like you're standing on the plateau of a new landscape and it's all a bit misty. Okay, so you're standing there, everything's a bit misty, and you can't necessarily make the woods for the trees, so to speak. So you're in between foggy and clear, and for some of you, it's just a matter of wiping your glasses and getting on with it. You've already sort of got some visions sort of under your belt, and it's just there's been a halt until you get to the next next stepping stone to see where you need to go next, and know that it's okay regardless. So you're all where you're meant to be, even if you have felt the drudgery of it all, because let's face it, a lot of us have been feeling sort of lost and in this kind of drudgery and anxiety and depression, and mental health issues, a real thing and coming up for many. But if through all of this you're like, no, I'm not one of those people, it's actually been all right for me, then great. You just keep, sailing ahead. So just know that this is a kind of plateau time in between two worlds, really, is what it feels. And the lesson and meaning, everything, is to accept your struggles as lessons. And yes, we don't want to be in school any longer. We're done with it. We did our years at school and we're done with the lessons, right? But this is the message. It's about acceptance and moving to the next level. So hence you'll see from the title of this video, from moving from sensitivity to purpose, we're moving in a new direction, right? We might feel like we're at the crossroads right now and we're not sure which way to go, or that it's unclear the direction. So just trust in yourself, trust your daydreams and your intuitions, and keep moving forward. And not to forget that help is there for us when we ask. We are moving towards purpose, and all the lessons that we've been learning, and whether we wanted to or liked it or not, is sort of turning that stone of darkness to the light, so that we can use this and turn it around, because it's time for us. We do have a voice, we do have a purpose, whether you feel it or not, even if you're feeling so sensitive and fragile, like a piece of glass about to shatter in a cavern in the dark. There's always a lamp and a torch there for you. So it is time coming up to share your voice and to come out of the cavern of your soul, come out from that feeling of persecution and trapped non-execution and voice and expression to get ready. So I feel like it's a time of getting ready for the next step, where you can now speak up or improve relationships, because also as a side thing, because relationships have been coming up as a theme in the last few months, and it could have sort of come and gone in bits, but you'll see it's an overriding theme: home, family, relationships, all that kind of thing. But really, moreover, above and beyond anything else is self. And it's looking within oneself. What are the messages that have been coming up for you? What have you been ignoring? And allow that knowledge to ignite a new flame, moving in a new direction coming up. And that might be that it doesn't manifest this month, but coming up in August perhaps. Or at least we're leading that way. So that timeline will be different for each person. Okay, so from at this point, I just want to say I've been wanting to do an update about where I'm at with my courses and so on. So I've been working on, some of you might remember that a few months ago I did live classes called Reset 2021, and I'm actually converting that into an online course called Reset Your Life. Really excited about it. I've been working on it a lot. I've also had my own setbacks a lot. I've been getting a lot of migraines as well, on top of, other stuff. But I will get there. I'm not giving up. So that will be coming up. I'll let you guys know when that is ready. That's really taking you on a journey from realizing what the issues are, what needs to change, and then moving towards releasing all the energy that needs to go, including attachments to people and old stuff and all sorts of things. And then from there, gaining a new sense of clarity. And then from there, activating an energy for change. So I'll let you know when that is ready. And that's a course that can be done at any time, and it can be redone every year or whenever you like, or pieces of it. So I'm really looking forward to bringing that out to you. And I've also got so many more things coming up after that, including learning how to clear your energy and all sorts of stuff like that. And courses, and on top of courses, also audios and so on, and things of all prices, and really affordable ones as well as free stuff. So I can't wait to bring that forward to you, and free challenges and things like that. So just thank you for everyone for your patience while I'm in creation mode, getting through as much as I can with the physical disability of bloody migraines, which are the big thorn on my side. But anyway, I look forward to letting you know more about that when the time's right. Okay, take the best of care. Lots of love to you, and have a great month.